Hi, hello. My name is Alaba, and in this video, I'm going to show you Invomate and how to manage finance of agencies. So, Invomate is used to automate client invoices and to manage employee invoices. The app is built with Webflow, Wized and Xano stack, and also use Stripe to handle payments. The app is going to be clonable. The clonable is going to be available as at the time of releasing this video. Also, there will be a series of tutorial on how the app is built, which is going to be beginner friendly. So, having said that, let's dive deep into the app and see what it can do. Yeah, so this is the login page. It's well authenticated in the sense that only those who are given admin role or an advanced admin role or an advanced role can log in to the app, because it's more likely to be an internal tool for your agency. So let me log in now. By the way, we don't use password. The ID will be given to any employee that is given the role. So, in fact, any employee that is being added to the database will have their own unique ID. So, it is this ID that will be used to log in. So, if I try to log in now, this account does not have the admin role or any advanced role. So, let me change it to another one that has an admin role, and that one I think is an admin or executive. So the first page we are going to see when we log in is the dashboard page. In the dashboard page we have two sections, one at the top, one at the bottom, and at the top we have graph, which is showing the summary of the income in the past 6 months. And of course, you can change the filter to past 3 months, last 3 months. And whenever you change the filter, the graph initialize. We have a new set of data from the backend, then we reinitialize the graph. Yeah, we have more filter, last 2 months. Notice this is being categorized by month: September, October, November, December. If I change to last 2 months, it will change the categorization to days. So it's no more by month now, it's by date: October 12, October 16, 18, 24, November 1. So yeah, I think that's cool. And also you can download an instance of your graph. Let's say you just want to have a copy, or you want to send to someone, okay, this is my income in the past this month or so months. Yeah, so on the right side of it we have some data here: the outstanding client invoice, which are the invoice client which are the invoice the client have not paid, unpaid employee invoice, and total employee that we have. And at the bottom it's just a mini list of the client invoices. If we click on this button now, it will take us to the second page, and which I'm going to do right now. So this is the invoice page, where you most likely will spend more time on in this app. There are 3 sections in this page. We have the top section, which is where you can send invoice to your clients. But before I dive deep into this page, let me explore other pages, because most of the advanced functionality are on this page. So we're coming back to this page. Let's go to the client page. The client page is simply where you manage your clients. You add clients here. You want to search for a client, you just want to add a new client. Let me add a new client I'm just gonna use a random email address somewhere in Nigeria. Yeah, so a new client has been added, new clients, and it's added today. We have the date here, December 11, 2024, and you can delete the client. So yeah, I've kept the functionality simple because I don't have much time to add more robust functionality. So this app is for educational purposes, and I've tried to keep it that way. So the last page here, employee, is if you have a new employee, you just go ahead and add them here. So let me add a new employee here, and also we have search functionality also on this page. And yeah, let me add an employee first. New employee, gmail.com. The hourly rate is $75. The account number 0123456. Account name in your bank, and you can select. We have a multi-select here, whereby you can select the department they belong to, if maybe they are in the design team and also in development team, and maybe they also do writing, they are part of the executive. So I'm gonna add employee now, and as you can see, we have a new employee, and the unique ID I talked about earlier is being generated automatically. So make sure you copy this and give your employee, because they will need it later. In which I'm gonna talk about. Of course, they're gonna need it to log in if they are an admin. And if you want to make an employee an admin, just go here, make them an admin, and that's all. Now they are an admin. And one more thing I can add here is to indicate who and who is not admin. But we can know that if you just click here, if they are admin, the button will not show. If they are not, the button will show. I think that's a simple way to recognize who and who is not an admin. And over here, we just have a simple log out button. When you click it, you just log you out. Yeah, so let's go back to the invoice page. So yeah, okay, before we go, let's check out the search functionality here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, everything is gonna be covered in the tutorials, and now the functionality are being achieved. So let's go back to the invoice page. So here in the invoice page, like I've said earlier, we have 3 sections. And the top is where you create new invoice or you send new invoice to clients. And the second section is a list where the client invoices are being listed, and there is dynamic pagination here, which automatically updates according to the number of invoices you have per page. So, and it's very functional. So when I click on 4, it's dynamically update the numbers, and we can search by client's name. Let me search by Alaba. So notice when I search, the pagination has been updated because we only get 5 pages from the backend. So yeah, and also one more thing, you can download PDF for your invoices, because as we are sending invoice to clients, we are also generating the PDF for the invoice in the background. So all invoices are being attached to their documents. So when I download, I can view their invoice, the PDF invoice. So we are still coming back to how to send invoice to clients. And also at the bottom here we have invoice of the employee, in which you can view the details of the invoice. You can see those who send the invoice. This is the invoice number, the employee name, the date that the invoice was being sent, the status. And if I go here and if I can see more details about it, the description, the total amount, and if it's hourly, you can see the hours, the title. So maybe I've paid this invoice, or I want to reject this invoice. I can do one of those, paid. So if I mark this as paid, it will change the status. You can see the status has been changed to paid. So yeah, that's that about employee invoice. And employee can send invoice with a dedicated page. This page will be given to employee to send their invoice. So they only need to include their title, let's say invoice, or let me just call it contact page design. So I was talking about unique ID earlier. These are one of the places you're gonna need it for this app. So when you're sending, you're an employee, you're sending invoice to your employer, you need your unique ID, which is gonna be used to recognize that, oh, it's you that you're sending invoice, or you're submitting your invoice. So I'm gonna copy our new employee ID, which of course it will be given to them. So if you are billing hourly, you include the hours, and if you're billing per project, you include it. For the contact page. So I'm gonna submit now, and yeah, if we check our app now, we should have a new invoice from our new employee. So you can see we have new invoice which is submitted today from new employee, invoice number 9. If I fill the details, is pending. So maybe I want to reject this invoice. I can reject I don't recognize your work, something like that. So now lastly, let's go to the outgoing invoice you are sending to a client. Let me just call it about page design. This one is 25. Let me send it to myself, and a due date, just a random one. Design is done, and send. Yeah, the invoice has been created, and in the background we are generating the PDF document for the invoice, and at the same time we are sending an email to the client, and this client is myself. So I am gonna check my email. I'm gonna check my email now. Yeah, I have an email that is telling me, hello, all about do invoice for about page design is attached to this email. Click the button below to make your payment. And as you can see, also the document of the invoice is being attached, and you can view it here. There's an alignment issue here, which is okay. And we have all the details of the invoice in the PDF, and we have, yeah, everything is there. So I'm gonna click to make a payment for this invoice now. Yeah, so this, we are using Stripe element for it, which is being mounted on an element on the page, on this dedicated page, and also fetching the details of the invoice just for the client to know. Of course, they've read it in the email. And so I'm gonna make a test payment now. Everything on how the payments automation is being set up is gonna be covered in the tutorial, so stay tuned for it. And just this is the test card that Stripe used to test payments. So 424242. Let me just make the payment. I hope there is no error. Oh yeah, the payment is successful. And if we go back to our invoice page and I refresh the page to get new data, as you can see, our invoice is paid. Yeah, and if I go back to the dashboard now, we have a new, our December income has been increased to 9,000. So if I filter by this month, this, okay, last 2 months, I think there is an error for this month. So last 2 months, December 11, we have 25 being paid in, and December 5, we have 35 being paid in. So yeah, I think that's all about this app, Invomate. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the tutorial and also the link to the clonable, including the Webflow side, the Wized side, and Xano, the Wized and also Xano. Yeah, so thank you.